Hi, this is Joe's Corner 76. I comment on the human condition. To change the human condition, we need to be involved. Let's get high. Everywhere you turn, people seem to want to get high. Coke, heroin, crystal meth, opiates, cannabis, alcohol, even eating too much. They all seem to take us away from our real life. These drugs, at first, they do give us a high. They help us escape. They make us feel better. But, as we've seen, they can cause death and destruction. For example, with the opiate crisis, we've had many deaths of many young people that died needlessly. What do? Well, the governments are starting to say, why don't we provide safe injection sites? And why don't we provide safe drugs for them to use? Do you know that where this is being tried, like in East Vancouver and Toronto, the neighborhoods have turned into cesspools. There's people fornicating, people defecating, people using drugs, people accosting. There's been break-ins. So, are drugs really the answer? Is this what you want to do when you get high? I'd like to offer maybe another solution. One, the government is not proposing treatment for these people. They're not presenting treatment centers right where they have the safe injection sites. So, does that really solve anything? Even if you're not that far along and you're using drugs, there could be a chance that you will get hooked further along. Why are you trying to escape reality? Is it because you feel the world's too hard? Are you having personal problems? Are you afraid to talk to someone about them? Are you afraid to actually look at yourself in the mirror and take responsibility for your own life? I'd like to offer you an alternative. I still believe, now, today, life is wonderful, life is worth living, the world is a beautiful place. Yes, it has crime, yes, it has poverty, but it also has help in terms of how long we can live, where we can go, how much food we can have. There are challenges to be met. You can be one of the people that faces reality. You can be one of the people that gets high on life. How can you get high on life? First, look at yourself and say, I'd like to do something. I want to contribute to the world. I want to do something greater than myself. Look around at the world. We have challenges. 150 years ago, there were new frontiers to conquer. I guess some people think there are no new frontiers, but there are new frontiers. A way to grow food with climate change, a way to fight climate change, a chance to assist in developing new medical procedures, new medicine, a chance to enjoy life by being involved. You can grow by going outside yourself. What I'm saying is, you can get high on life when you go out there, look around. Isn't nature beautiful? It was before you started taking drugs. It is now. Aren't you glad that you've got a society that gives you freedom and choice? Aren't you glad that you have enough to eat? Aren't you glad that you're able to travel? Aren't you glad that you have the opportunity to educate and advance yourself and grow? Aren't you glad to be alive? If you're not, stop and ask yourself, do you want to face the alternative? And going along the drug path, in many cases, has one alternative: death. And also going along the drug path has destruction for society, for yourself, for your family, and ultimately, you are the person who is responsible for your life. Why don't you look around, say to yourself, if you need help, seek it out. If you want to go along a certain path, don't let anything stand in your way. But please, you're not in a position to just shoot up and expect to have that high. That high is just going to turn into a low. And you're going to need more to get high, and then you're going to turn out to be low. High, low, high, low, high, low. Why don't you say, I don't need to escape reality. I'm going to face reality. I know there are challenges out there when I go along the reality path, but there's also many, many rewards. You can feel good about doing something. You can join in the struggle that humanity is facing with climate change, with political unrest. You can get involved in fighting systemic racism. You can even start joining a cause to help your fellow man. You can finally wake up and realize this whole world is the only place you've got. And as far as we know, there's only one trip around. Why in the hell are you wasting it by trying to get high on something that's only going to bring you low? I'm asking you to, in essence, wake up, smell the coffee, and try to see that you are a unique human being. You're put here for a purpose. Why don't you go find that purpose? You can if you seek it. Happiness is around the corner. Self-satisfaction is around the corner. Saving your life is around the corner. All you have to do is embrace life and get high on life, not on artificial stimulants. You can hear me on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor FM, YouTube, on Joe's Corner 76. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter on Joe's Corner 76.